Good morning. So I have 1,252 days to go on my restricted driving permit. What do I want to tell myself if I listen to this on repeat as I drive home? I would say to go ahead and have relaxed piano lessons tonight. Delicious. A little carby, sugary for the first meal. Maybe the fruits are better for the second and third meal. Good morning. I'm here at my 7:30 a.m. meeting. This is MindfulDriver. Please drive mindfully. Mindful people make mindful drivers. MindfulDriver is presented by Virginia Piano. Ultimately, I could see transitioning my in-person piano lessons to online piano lessons given from my vehicle. I am gradually doing more and more van life from this vehicle, and would love to give piano instruction from scenic locations, looking at a beautiful, dewy, yellow and green garden. To my sponsor a couple weeks ago, I was telling her how I put the Lose Yourself to Dance Daft Punk on my business card. Where's my business card? There it is. And I was proud of that. And so when I told her about that, I said, who does that? And no, I didn't say it that way. I said, yeah. And I'm like, and who does that? I said it in an enthusiastic kind of way, but the way she heard it in kind of the negative way, like, who does that? Like, that's a bad thing. I was saying it like it's a good thing because other people don't do that, because it's kind of cool and original. Pass. So I just realized that I blew into the thing, and the camera that is right there, mounted in my car by the Secretary of State, is also taking a picture of me. Okay, very cool. Okay, so the name of this video by Lauren Knight Hughes is How I Learned to Think in Terms of Frequencies. It Transformed Life in Every Way Possible. She goes on to talk about how she was influenced by Esther Hicks, or Abraham Hicks. That's cool. She's my person. All right, so I'm watching a YouTuber called Lauren Knight Hughes. I've never seen her before. She's talking about law of attraction, frequency, etc., etc. I think what I don't get, I mean, I totally get law of attraction. I'm Esther Hicks all the way for the last few years, but what I don't get is why frequency, why vibration, why can't we talk about these things in just purely psychological terms? What I haven't heard yet from anyone is why you have to add in the word vibration or frequency, like why that is. I'm not saying things or objects don't vibrate. I'm just saying, why do our thoughts have to have vibrations? Why can't our thoughts just cause actions, and our actions are out there in the world? And I think this morning at my meeting, I said, and my actions that I've already done are out there in the world doing things right now, hopefully for good. I think I phrased it like that. So I guess I'm not getting why we have to even use the word vibration. These things work together. that our actions work together. We seek out people that are like us, that we can cooperate with. We are social creatures. And I think vibration and harmony kind of also works that way. But isn't that more of an analogy? She's talking about her morning routine. And after she would wake up and listen to Esther Hicks, she said she would go to the coffee shop and write all of the good things that happened to her. That's similar to my index, only my index is kind of like good things, focuses kind of stuff. And just this morning, I was thinking about I would like to make more indexy kind of lists, such as like what could things happened in the last 24 hours, you know, stuff like that, which I've done, but maybe do it in a more routine kind of way. And she's saying that right now. That's literally what I was thinking about as I was driving home from my meeting this morning. And she's talking about something called her magic book. And then she goes on to say, and I never intended for this to be a public thing. Well, something that I started doing recently is letting my actual index play in the background at times. Things that I actually recorded into my voice memo to tell myself to like listen to and remind myself of. So what I call index, I think it's probably going to be similar to something that she is going to be describing here as her magic book, but I'm interested to see what this is. Again, this is Lauren Knight Hughes, and I'm seeing her for the first time this morning. Okay, yeah. So she's saying that her magic book is specifically a journal of the good things that happened to her yesterday. I'm also really impressed by her because she sounds like she may be a coach. Also, she says she's done the magic book for the last 5 years. Do you have a piano or a keyboard yet? Perfect. All right, she's talking in terms of low frequency thoughts, high frequency thoughts. She says that she would wake up every morning previous to changing her habits, and she would loop the same thoughts, loop the same low frequency thoughts, you know, not good feelings about herself, not good feelings about things. She also says that when she would write in her magic book each morning, presumably, that she would also listen to music. She's saying how the magic book has helped her to change her default thinking from one of lack to one of abundance and gratitude. Yesterday, when I was taking a video at the Car Smart place, and I had the beautiful blue sky with clouds in the background, and she's just pointing her camera up, showing the beautiful blue sky with clouds in the background and commenting on that in her video. So yeah, sometimes interesting how these things can come together. We are deeply, exquisitely social creatures, I will say. 8 minutes and 39 seconds into the video, she's talking about just things that she's appreciated recently, one of which was having a team meeting, and she said cracking up with her team, and how she appreciated that. And what I'm getting from that comment, what she's saying right now, is she has a strong sense of being present. She's so similar to me. This is cool to discover her. She said this a few times in the video, but right now she's saying, I know this sounds all wooey and out there, and that's actually a terminology that Esther Hicks uses. But when I first started listening to Esther Hicks a couple years ago, I didn't listen to her a lot at first because she sounded kind of wooey and out there. And but in time, I understood the soundness of her psychology. And even though she uses terms like vortex and other terms that I still don't really relate to some of her terminology that she uses, but But I think that when you talk about things like this, you have to kind of use your own phraseology and analogies, perhaps. But yeah, Lauren Knight Hughes is saying that it can sound that way. It can sound kind of wooey or out there, new agey. She's explaining frequency in terms of a radio station and tuning into the radio station and being able to receive certain stations, like maybe the positive things station and the negative things station you don't tune into, kind of thing. That's great. I mean, I can understand frequency and vibration. Again, I understand it as analogy. I don't understand it as more than that yet. 12 minutes and 13 seconds, she's talking about thoughts are things. That's another Esther Hicks teaching. She talks about following the feeling, which I agree is key. That's an Esther Hicks teaching. When she writes in her magic book, she's feeling the feelings, and she says that she listens to the music. She writes in her magic book the good things that happened yesterday or perhaps in the last 24 hours, and she feels what that felt like, what that feels like, and that helps her to seek out more of those good feelings. And she's going on to say that other people seek her out because they can, I guess, vibe with her, so to speak. Here's some new terminology. She talks about, Lauren Knight Hughes talks about scripting her life. I do the same thing. It's called index. And, writing about the current things, the current abundance, and I've actually called it current abundance and next abundance. So current abundance being what I recognize as currently happening. That's good. And, or that happened recently, yesterday, the last 24 hours. And next abundance being what that can morph into. Vision. If I have 39 students, then saying I have 40 students, feeling what it would feel like to have 40 students. So feeling the feeling of the current abundance and the next abundance. 12 minutes and 51 seconds, and she goes on to say, as if it were currently happening. I believe that same psychology for her is called scripting her life. I totally get this, and something that I consider from time to time is I have practiced these things for quite some time, and when some of the things that I've thought about as, in my vision or next abundance or things like that, if I take the time to imagine them as actually happening right now and feel the feelings, and then when they actually happen, it's kind of like I almost expect it. It's become normal for things to evolve in the ways that I am imagining. I like her a lot. So 14 minutes and 41 seconds. She's showing the backdrop of the city that she's in back of her, and just saying that, all these buildings, all this creation of this city, it started off as someone's thoughts. So, all of the things, and she goes on to mention our homes, everything that we see, everything that was created, all began as a thought, all began as someone's thoughts. But I like the idea of recording my index and having it as a backdrop of video so that I can have more record of my evolution. Nice. So she ends the video by saying, it's a good day. It's a really good day. I'll see you in the next one. I'll see you guys in the next one. And I'll say that as well. And time to get on to teach my 10:30 a.m. lesson. All right, well, I ate some of the carrots, but salt, pepper, carrots, mixed greens, including spinach, sprouted bread, olive oil, red pepper hummus.